Hi, how's it going out there? Hey, this is a message for the dads and the husbands out there, specifically. All right. So this morning, my wife and I we had just a quick discussion, and I communicated to her that sometimes I felt guilty making constant asks of her. I work full time. I'm a full time student, and we're very fortunate that she gets to be a full time homemaker, or as I like to call it, self-employed. She basically is self-employed as a full-time homemaker. So her primary use of her energies is making our house into a home and making this group of human beings living in that house a family, and not just a bunch of roommates. And that's primarily what she does. And I feel oftentimes, and this message is out there for the dads and husbands that might feel a little guilty sometimes, making a lot of asks of your wife. And the asks I'm talking about is I want to schedule time to go out for a hike by myself, like I'm doing right now. She's home with the kids. Or I want to schedule time to go play paintball with my brother. I want to take a weekend away and go do that. I want to take time to go out with my brother-in-law for a burger and leave her at home with the kids at night, solo for dinner. And I travel a lot for work, for my work in the military, so she already does a lot of solo parenting. So I know she's very gracious about it, and we always come to a good agreement that I can take time to go out and do stuff, and that I can take time to explore my interests and my hobbies. And we try to make sure we work together to give her time to explore her interests and hobbies as well. And this morning I was feeling a little guilty about it, and I thought, well, let me reframe this problem, because sometimes that feeling of guilt can keep me, or keep you, from asking for that time and scheduling that time for yourself, so you can remain whole and well enough to be that father and be that husband that you want to be. And I thought, well, I don't want to feel this guilt. It's not helpful. So let's reframe this problem. And I realized that even though it might seem on the surface that I'm the one who's making more asks of her than she is of me, I realized, and I think she'd probably, and I realized that there are a lot of asks made of me on a regular basis. The things she asks me to do is to get up every day and go to work, and work overtime sometimes, and work weekends as well. That's my primary role, since she works inside the house and I work outside the house. My primary role is that. Other asks she makes of me, when we have to have a tough discussion with a contractor or with a company we bought something from, and we're trying to get that refund, or we're trying to get that item exchanged or repaired. I'm the tough negotiator. I'm the one to call and make those types of calls and those types of emails. So that's my job. When there's a bump in the night, a loud noise, I'm the one that gets out of bed and goes to investigate that and try and figure out what the heck's going on. So that's an ask made of me. Most of the time, the disciplining of the kids, that falls under my purview. I'm the one that disciplines them primarily. And also, because it's my skill set, I'm often the one to work through emotional problems with them. She has a unique skill set to work through certain emotional problems, but overall, I'm the one that does it. So those are the asks made of me. And it's easy sometimes for me and us as husbands and fathers to forget that those are the asks made of us. So think about it. What are the asks made of you when you might start to feel guilty about taking that weekend out with your friends, or taking that evening out with your buddies, that motorcycle trip, that fishing trip, that camping trip, whatever it might be? Think about that. If you start to feel guilty about asking for those things, think about all the asks your family already makes on you. And I'm not saying use that as an excuse to ignore your family. Of course not. Instead, we need to have that mindset that there are certain asks we make of our family and certain asks our family makes of us. And it should all balance out, equal out in the end. So don't feel guilty out there, fathers and husbands, for asking for that time away. If you start to feel guilty about it, examine yourself. Maybe you should feel guilty. Maybe you are asking too much. But I'd wager that probably you're not asking too much. You're just kind of losing some of the asks that are made of you, because it feels natural to you. It feels natural and normal to you to go to work every day, to be the one to do the things that you do that fall outside of your wife's purview. So think about it. Don't feel guilty. Check yourself and keep making those asks. Get out there, spend time with your friends, spend time pursuing your passions and your hobbies. Don't allow yourself to fall to pieces, because then you're not going to be able to be that husband and father you want to be. Good luck out there.